Hey, boys and girls, weather report for May 14th, 2021. Short stream today. We're going to shoot this in the head right now. Goodbye, cool world. What? No complaints?
That's a surprise.
I mean, Speed,
I was kidding.
Why are we looking at your cute cat? I mean, he's cute, though.
Now, this is Thor. This is the one I ate when, or promised to eat when John Maddox paid Dr. Dan. And obviously I lied. I didn't eat my kitty.
He's so cute. He's so, Jesus Christ, I'm getting diabetes. Thanks.
So, Thor is about the most, he has no fucks to give at all. He doesn't care what you do to him. He's just amazing. He's always been that way. Pretty cool. And he sleeps about 20 hours a day. And then he goes and kills something, and then he comes back and goes to sleep again. Yep, pretty cool. I thought I would share. I like my kitties. Hey, Thor, you're pretty fat. Why are you so fat? Okay. Well, we're going to do a little grooming.
I know. I'll tell you what. We're getting it all. We're getting the full cat.
Getting full cat.
Yeah, rub his belly. Rub his belly now that he's showing. There we go.
There you go.
That is one cat.
Happy kitty. Yep. So, what's happening out in the world today?
I don't know. I haven't been out there.
I haven't either. I'm afraid to go.
I've been watching videos trying to get myself to read this paper on transcendental arguments, and finally got started reading that paper. So I've been pretty enclosed today. Do we want to talk about our recommendations for some good video streams to watch?
Yes, the three that you picked. And, well, the first one that I picked was Atheist Jr. talking with GonnaGoForIt, and then eventually Sydney, Winston, Oz, Otangelo, and Snake was right.
Snake was right, yep.
Yeah,
and then last night on ScienceSideUp, they did a kind of a review of Matt Powell's videos, a couple of his videos, but they kept getting off on tangents, which we've never done here.
Nope.
But even the tangents were really good, so it was just a fun video to watch. They talked about what Speed had predicted, that 1,000 years ago old world monkeys went extinct, and
1800.
800 years ago they went extinct. Which, of course they didn't, but he was using creationist thinking to calculate that. But anyway, they mentioned that. But it was real fun. It was real funny. They did a thing in honor of Maddie talking about mudslides covering up ancient clams, or I forget what their genus or family is called. But they did a thing where they showed 20 of the world's worst landslides caught on camera, and so that was pretty cool. Also,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw that landslide thing was pretty amazing.
I thought this is worth a watch right here. Put another quarter in the jukebox there. And then the genetic history of Neanderthals and our other extinct relatives by our very own Just a Walking Fish, Walker. Saw that last night, and that was a really good presentation. And then Dapper Dino did a really fascinating debunk of ancient aliens or UFO experiences. And so Spirit Science Alien Conspiracy is what it's called. And y'all need to go to each of these channels, Dapper Dino, Just a Walking Fish, and ScienceSideUp, and watch the videos, hit like, hit subscribe. You'll get a lot of learning if you're not familiar with those particular channels.
Yep.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hello.
Oh, also, you guys, Jefferson did a thing on Darth that was pretty good. When was that?
Oh, that was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, there too, guy.
Yeah, he did. What was that? Yeah,
Darth
he was going over his conversation with Dr. Stephen Law.
That was a really good conversation.
Yeah, it was quite revealing.
It was short too.
Stephen Law was like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?"
I like the fact I like my favorite part is when he goes, "I think I know the game that you're playing, and I'm willing to play it if we have more time."
Right. Yeah. And didn't he tell him to read his entire script so that you could see where it was going?
Yeah.
Because he detected that it was a script. Yeah, that was pretty good. Thought that was awesome. Yep.
I was on Praise's stream for a little bit last night. That was pretty. They were talking about SFB mod Joel and him lying about something. He's been lying about something of Smokey, and I was trying to be. I was being a good boy, and Argatha was trying to make the argument that because SFB mod said something in this chat and said Smokey Saint called my wife a whore. So Argatha was like pinning everything on that one stream. Like, well, you got to show where Joel, you got to show where Smokey in this stream called your wife a whore. And I'm like, it could be the case that Joel's referring to something in the past, that Smokey has called his wife that in the past. Of course, Argatha didn't agree with me on that one, and then basically tried to, he, in short, said, well, you as the atheist, we know you don't have any morals. And it was like I was in a fight with somebody and they threw a wet sponge at my chest. And I was just like, that's it? What the
Did you see how I was all mixed up in all that?
Well, because Joel thought that Lori Hayes' account was a fucking was a sock account from Lena.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He knows. I've been needling him. I constantly will, comment back to him because anytime you ever see him, anywhere he goes, he always starts out in the side chat and he just bombards the side chat with, comment after comment, and it's just all garbage. So I always respond to it, 90% of the time. And I started doing that a long time ago because I was like, you know what, I've had enough of this guy. So I'll make comments, I'll respond back to him. And that's how it all got mixed up, and I ended up mixed up in it. But he knows. I've been doing it for a long time. He knows that we are not the same person, and he just starts in on his garbage. I mean, the guy can't. He lies about almost every word that comes out of his mouth is a lie.
I know.
I mean, it's ridiculous how bad he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember where that was, but I was on the stream when the SFB mod stuff was going on, I think, because I saw a little bit of, I saw him say that Smokey called his wife a whore. But I can't remember where it was, what part of the stream it was. I know Maddox was on there. And Maddox and Smokey were going on about how shocked I was yesterday that Praise was showed this just knockdown video that Smokey did on me or whatever, which I did not watch that part, but I was a little shocked that they were even calling me out in the middle of one of their streams. I'll pop in and they're talking about me. It's like, what the fuck? What did I do to you? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, but I can't remember where that was.
Man, you're in their head.
I'm in their head, apparently. I don't know. Thank you for advertising the channel. I actually picked up 10 subs yesterday as a result of probably Praise's advertisement. So that's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, and I changed my name to Professor I Read All My Books.
Yeah, who took away my professor status?
Yeah, because, back when I talked to Smokey, I hadn't yet read them all because I bought a whole bunch of new ones. So now I finished them all. And I don't know. I just want to point that out. But I'm a professor, but not a real one. Know what I mean?
No,
Yeah, so I think Joel needs to part ways with this community. That's for sure. That would be in his best interest because I mean, you can see what happens. The guy, I mean, he can't get along with anybody. It's like he just starts spewing so much crap out that he just can't get along with his own Christian brothers and atheists to boot. Like, and he just has problems with everywhere he goes.
What really kills me is I've met guys like that, at bars and stuff like that and venues, and they don't do it while their wife is listening to them because their wife will correct them, right? But now Joel's wife doesn't correct him on stuff, which really surprises me because she
has a little bit. She has a little tiny bit, yeah, here and there, but very little. She agrees with 90% of his stuff. And I mean, come on, she has to know that 90% of her, the stuff that Joel is spewing out there is not truthful, especially some of his, his background as far as
his science.
His science. And I mean, all the shit that he says, she's got to know that that's not true.
Well, here's one thing that I thought was interesting. So here's Joel, or not Joel, but here's Agatha going after Joel because supposedly Joel is saying he's telling Smokey, you called my wife a whore. And Agatha wants evidence of this. Like he actually tells us, well, I want to see evidence of this. But I remember watching a video where a stream on Praises where Agatha and Joel were talking, and Joel told Agatha about how myself and Speed and Leo attacked his wife.
We did.
And Joel just took it. Yeah, remember when I did that review about SFB mod science acumen?
Okay.
And you and Speed, you and Leo joined me for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that from that stream we attacked his wife.
Yeah, but I just did now. I said that it disturbs me that she doesn't intervene, but I can't remember saying anything else bad about the woman. She actually seems pretty nice.
Yeah, I went through that entire video, 2 hours and 25 minutes, to see if we did say anything derogatory about her at all, and we never did. There was a couple things that were just kind of like, huh? I don't know about that. But other than that, that was it. So Joel tells Agatha this, and Agatha's like, he's a veteran, he should know better. You never go after another man's wife. No way. And I'm like, you didn't ask him for evidence.
Or he kind of made that up. Well, he thinks everybody's. His memory isn't all that good, I guess. Is somebody making weird noises in the microphone?
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think. Would you like me to? I can start making weird.
No, I'd rather you didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to disturb the cat.
Yeah. Well, the cat left finally left. For Christ's sake.
You worthless pile of fur.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So let's see what else is going on. So there's the Atheist Jr. and there was Otangelo was arguing with them about now Peter and who was it? The other Peter and
Snake,
Sidney Winston, and Peter. We're going and the Atheist Jr. We're going after Otangelo, trying to get him to explain how God done it, and trying to point out to him the double standard between all he has to say is God done it, and we have to. But Otangelo says, but you have to explain, and we have to explain the whole fucking thing, right? For 4.5 billion years. So they were going after him about that. And then he started saying that we don't. So then he started pulling this mind argument, that we don't know about the mind. We don't know how the mind interfaces with the physical. And so he was using the example of you decide to move your arm and your arm moves, and we don't understand how that happens. Fuck, we don't. And so He pointed that out to him, and then he went off to the hard problem. What he's trying to say is that basically they were telling him, well, okay, if you believe the mind is not physical, and yet the mind can do physical things like create universes, then go ahead and show us how your mind does something without using your body, or you know.
I think he must have been going through his grandpappy's attic and found an old edition of like apologetics for atheists,
Right?
and from 1894.
Yeah.
Do they even have that?
Yeah, I
don't know.
But he was going to write it, damn it, but they wouldn't accept it.
I grew up in the church, pretty much, raised in the church from the time I can remember, and the thing that really kind of drew me away from Christianity, at least the Christian faith, was the apologetics that I was hearing. They were pathetic.
Yeah.
And the precept argument, I was thinking about this yesterday. The precept argument is, most people will say, well, the presuppositional argument isn't an actual argument. They're correct. It's an accusation that you're talking to a liar, or at least someone who's possibly deluded.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Basically, they believe that your brain is just damaged or something because you buy into a satanic lie or something, and so you're not really. It makes you wonder why they even bother to talk to people.
Well, it does make you wonder, because basically you want me to give you think. So when they use the word deny comes with loaded connotations, as though, like, when they say, oh, you're denying Christ or you're denying God exists. That's like, the way I think they're using it is like when you lose a loved one, and that part of that stage of grief, the stages of grief, one of the stages is denial, right? It's hard. You get to that point where sometimes it's easier for you to cope with the idea that maybe just denying it, even though it's true that you lost a loved one, but the denial phase kind of kicks in, and it kind of helps to maybe kind of stopgap too many emotions from flooding in. So I think that's kind of what they're doing when they say you're denying Christ, that there's some kind of, it's obvious that there's God, right? Darth Dawkins says this. He says that one of the traits of God is he's self-revelatory. Great. But so you're denying it. You're denying something that's a foregone conclusion. So why would you want to have a conversation with someone who is so deluded or just lying to you?
Mm-hmm.
And then you want explanations from this person? I would say that you're the insane one.
Yeah. So this is a little snippet of where Otangelo was going through. What the hell was it? He was saying, well, he went through, okay, the hard problem. Oh, this is the hard problem of consciousness. Okay, that's one of the God of the gaps things that people love to come to, is that we don't understand consciousness, and actually we probably do. And then Peter was questioning him and asking him, where the hell was it? If you think that your mind is not connected to your body, he just popped in, Peter. You could make your mind do something that has nothing to do with your body, or you should be able to create something without using your body. And Otangelo says, Peter, I mean, I cannot give you answers to things which there are no answers for. Okay. So I agree with you. We have a limit in our explanations. So that's what he goes to. So when you try to argue with them, like they started out trying to, with Otangelo saying that we got to explain all of this abiogenesis and evolution, how eukaryotes popped up, the whole thing, right? And they were saying, well, why don't you explain how your shit works for a change? And then Otangelo comes up with, well, we cannot give you answers to things which there are no answers for. In other words, God did it is never going to have an answer, ever.
Yeah, you might want to just be honest and say you don't know right now.
Right.
That's literally what I told him. And so, Otangelo, if you're watching, my brain is connected to the YouTubes. So every time someone talks about me, I will know and I will jump in. Just saying.
Otangelo is actually in the back room.
Just saying.
Peter, jeez.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
It has worked several times. Just ask
Peter,
Speed.
just you got to just, and then on top of it with, okay, you can't prove. Well, I don't know about that, Peter. Oh, okay. Oh, I got another one for you. Prove to me the universe didn't just pop into existence 5 minutes ago. You motherfucker.
Well, so here's what I asked. So if the brain isn't connected, if the mind isn't connected to a brain, isn't connected to anything, how can God do anything? I mean,
Right.
he can't create. He has no means to create. The only thing he can do is think.
Think right here. You said
And,
that.
and
right
that's
here.
it.
Yeah. All we
Well,
could do is think.
Well, the thing is that if you hold to the idea that basically the way that Darth uses, I think the way that Darth does this is, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, is he's kind of holding to like George Berkeley, subjective idealism, specifically from Berkeleyan, in the sense that God sustains through his mind. Everything is sustained by that mind, so everything's kind of a conceptual existence, in a sense, and it's sustained by the mind of this all-knowing mind, right? Because your mind, what you perceive, is subjective. So when you, like right now, for Speed and his cat, the cat has left the room. That cat no longer exists. The only thing that holds the identity of the cat in place, in reality, is God's mind. Your mind can't do that.
My cat begs to differ.
I know, but that's...
I'd be curious how God would do that, because for one, he's a disembodied mind, has no eyes, he can't see the cat, he has no clue where the cat is. So how is he going to sustain it?
Well, he doesn't have senses like we do. Everything, if you're praised, everything just exists in that mind. All of existence is in that mind.
Basically we're brains in one vat. That's
we're minds. We are contingent minds in a non-contingent transcendent disembodied mind.
You're struggling to get it out. That to me says all.
But we are also, but by that logic, we are also disembodied minds, because the perception of ourselves is nothing more than an ontological mind state of a mind. Well, so we're disembodied minds as well.
Otangelo told me that his mind is disembodied. His mind is not a product of his brain. So if that is the case, then we should be able to find where his brain is, and he should be able to demonstrate that his brain is not. Oh, his mind is not a product of his brain. And
Peter, I have to tell you, Otangelo's mind is right now in backstage.
I saw him.
Okay. And I said I was not going to let him in today because I didn't want it to become the Otangelo show.
Come on, let him in. We're talking about
you guys. You guys.
No, but it becomes the Otangelo. It becomes the Otangelo and Peter happy hour. That's what it turns into.
No.
I know.
I'll restrain myself, and I'll just.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
not
limited.
Bullshit,
I don't
Peter.
even have my soundboard on. I mean, how good is that?
You can't do it. Sorry, that's my radio in the back.
Okay. Anyway, Peter, I'm gonna have to put you in the back room if Otangelo comes in, because I can't. I just don't want to fucking do it today. You know, I
can behave and just listen. So first of all, I want to thank you that you're going over this video, because I had a blast last night with Atheist Jr. and the people who jumped in. And I want to thank you for putting the link in there. If this thing is shot in the head later, people hop over and go watch that.
Speed, don't let him in yet. I want to get bets. I'm going to start a pool.
Okay, we can have a little straw vote here on who in the studio right now wants him in, because Otangelo, God, we love having you. It's just that it just seems like every day we end up going down the same path.
I'll be honest. So if you're going to talk about him, you at least have to give him the chance to defend himself.
Well, he's in the backstage. He can defend himself in private chat.
Yeah, but people can't see that. So that's just me. If
Wait a minute.
anyone-
Okay, wait a
if
minute.
everyone
Wait a
else
minute,
thinks
Peter.
different.
Peter, where is this rule written that I have to let the creationists defend themselves?
No. I said specifically that might just be me.
It's a bylaw, YouTube section 54, subclause B.
I'd give him the chance to defend himself, but that might just be me. I'm
Well, that might.
well aware of that.
So is there a bylaw on YouTube about doxing people anywhere?
I think doxing by definition. So doxing is sharing someone's private details with malicious intent.
Right,
That
and
is the definition. That's the definition of doxing. I can share someone's private details if I don't have malicious intent. That's not doxing.
and is
Or
that
if you have their
against
permission.
is that against any YouTube standards? Will YouTube act on that if people do that?
I believe
I
they
think
have.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a section on their help. There's recourses that you can take through YouTube if you think that you've been doxxed. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want to specifically mention the case, but there was a case within the last 48 hours of somebody who did a really shitty thing to somebody else.
I can talk from my own experience. So this was, I think, a little over a year ago, where I tried to make up, settle some differences with someone. This particular someone took that opportunity to smear someone else and recorded us. And while he was recording us, he asked, "You're not recording me right now, right? Because if you do, I'm going to leave." And I told him, "This is a private conversation. No one's recording." Yet he was recording, and not only was he recording, he did a Matt Powell thing where he dishonestly edited the conversation, put it up on his channel unlisted, and then started going through the other person's followers on Twitter and DMing them and giving them the link to the unlisted video just to, I guess, harm them, make them look bad, make them look terrible, and started whining that the whole thing had drove him to suicide. I don't get the whole thing, but so because he was in a state where which wasn't a single consent state, it was really easy for YouTube to take the video down because it was private information, illegally obtained, and recorded with malicious intent. Was down within, I think, 2 or 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, if you can make a good case for it, yeah. The rule of thumb is like a lot of times it's like to basically always assume that you can be being recorded, because there's an interesting thing about the internet when it comes to the internet and expectation of privacy, especially if you're on social media sites. But if this is something that with the understanding that this is kind of off the side, this is just with a few people, and somebody's recording that using like OBS or some other program to record that, and somebody says, "Hey, I don't want anybody recording this. This is strictly private," and they do it anyway. Then yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Especially if the person that's doing the recording says, "Yes, I agree, I'm not recording," and then turns around and presents the fact that they lied and they did record. Then it's like, yeah, you're out.
And if you look at Twitter actually has, when you're reporting, you get several categories that you click on. One of them is sharing private information. If you tick that box, the tweet probably will be taken down within minutes. That's one they really hammer down on. So it's
they like it when people play nice.
It's a rule that is in pretty much every terms of service when it comes to social media. I don't know about Parler, but
probably not.
Yeah, so anyway, I put something in private chat about that. We'll have to talk more about it. I just don't want to mention any names, particularly on this channel, because it just I don't want to get into the shitstorm myself.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yep. Ask Midnight about it at some point. Anyway,
Hello, guys.
let's see. Moving on. Hi, Otangelo. We can hear you. Unfortunately, we can.
No, I actually would not like to address what has been said before, but actually ask, has someone seen the stream between Tom Rabbit and Darth Dawkins?
I think so. Well, which one?
Yeah.
It was recently. It was 12th of May. It was uploaded at Tom Rabbit's channel.
Yes.
It's about 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Did Darth get his ass handed to him again?
I think so.
There was some. Yeah, Darth had some problems. Tom Rabbit really. Yeah, he had him on.
He wouldn't address.
I also put something in the private chat. As I'm not going to name the name while we're live, but that's the person I was talking about.
Wow. He did that to you?
He did that to Scientist Mel using me.
Oh wow, that's fucking amazing.
And
we'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Moving on. No reading. Oh, okay. We're showing the rules. Do we add to our rules? We still got 4 rules. I thought we were going to get up to 100 by today.
No, we have 3.
Wait.
It's about at least a 4th one, but there's not enough room for more than 4.
Isn't it 5 now? Because I can't respond when Otangelo's talking. Is that rule 5?
That'll just have to be implicit or something.
Oh wait, when we're going to go to implicit and explicit, we need Darth Dawkins and Randolph Richardson in the room.
Yeah, and then a bundle of observable particulars.
Yes.
Not the observable particulars. No.
Yes. Let's see. I was going to show a little picture. You guys love these things, right? Show
and tell. I can't. I'm on my phone. I can't. All I see is blue, green, off-white.
Yeah. Well, here's chromosome 12. We're looking at human chromosome 12, right? You see those little tiny green dots down below? There's a whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of little green dots. Those are genes, basically.
I thought it was music.
Well, yeah. Actually, there is a channel that plays the genome. It will play different genes, really, with music.
I will need a link to that. So,
but that kind of looks like. That kind of reminds me of Sony's mixer studio from freaking early aughts.
Yes, it does.
Well, let's see. Now, you can zoom in on any one of these genes. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Come on, zoom. Okay, you can zoom in on the gene itself. And anyway, genetic entropy. Okay, so we zoomed in on a gene, and now you see these little green bars here on the left. Oh, you can't even fucking see them, but let's see. I can't make it bigger. Damn it! I'm not sure what to do. But anyway, all that white space you see in there's a whole bunch of white space where my cursor is. That's all like that's all introns. Those are things that you can genetically alter for the most part. There's parts of it you can't, like 3 or 4 or half dozen nucleotides, but the rest of it the rest of it you can change. The point is that these green things here. Let's see if I can.
Speed. There is a magnifying glass just up above the blue line with a slider. It looks like you can slide it up. Yeah, a little bit higher.
Yeah, I can magnify it, but that will get us into a whole another problem. Okay. Anyway, so you can look at a particular exon here, and I can back up. The point is that in order for the white areas in between are what are called non-conserved DNA areas. And that means that if we did my genome and your genome, there's a damn good chance that a whole lot of things would be different between our 2 genomes in that white area. But in the green areas are the important part. That's where the proteins are actually mapped out. Those things are called conserved. So there's a difference between non-conserved and conserved DNA. And that is the important part. Now,
wouldn't it be funny if you did do that with someone? You go, now there'll be probably some differences between my genome and your genome, and then you compare the two and you go, wait a minute, there's some similarities here. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where were you in 1977?
Yeah. Too many similarities. It's like, what was Dad doing? You know? Yeah,
exactly.
Dad was a traveling salesman. That sort of thing. But anyway, the white areas vary, and that would be like mutations. And then, but in the green area where it's conserved, over time, you can look at a genome over long periods of time, and you'll find that a whole lot of it is conserved. Some of it is not conserved. And that's where we do these phylogenetic trees from, that sort of thing. But the non-conserved areas amount to about 99% of your genome, or about at least 90%, that do not make a difference at all. And in order for genetic entropy to work, a mutation would have to hit one of these genes. In order for standing for truth to rust on a car idea to work, you would have to have one change in one of these green areas, and then you would have to have another change, and still another change, in order for it to accumulate, as he puts it, okay? But the point is that when you accumulate like 3 or 4 changes in one of these exons, which would happen over a period of probably 100,000 or 1,000,000 years, okay? If you had more than like 3 changes and all of a sudden the gene didn't work anymore and it broke down, what would happen is that animal would die and would never get into the future of the genome. So that's why genetic entropy doesn't work. I mean, it's just... I mean, if you just look at these things, you can tell it doesn't work. Now, if I go out to this level, this is zoomed all the way in. It actually shows you the nucleotides. And I'm looking at one exon here. You see those green lines? They're solid green lines. Okay, I can scroll and I can scroll and I can scroll, and I can't find the end of that damn exon. Well, no, it's still not there, still not there. So I don't know where the hell it is. I mean, you can sit here and scroll sometimes for 25 minutes trying to find just the end of the exon. And if you get into an intron, you can scroll for 3 weeks and you won't find the end of the intron, the part that is not conserved. So the important part to learn for us people that deal with creationists all the time is the difference between conserved and non-conserved parts of the genome. The conserved parts do make a difference, and those are called functional. The non-conserved parts, the 90 to 99%, are non-functional. That means they may have some kind of a difference, but they're not going to kill you. Not going to make a difference, though. Anyway.
Well, are those? Wait, out of curiosity, is that where? Maybe I'm wrong here. Is that where Standing for Truth basically says that's where some of that data is stored that kind of causes something else to happen with an animal? It's
he
stored
thinks
in that.
Yeah, he thinks
it's like prepackaged programming that just hasn't activated yet.
Right. But if that were the case, then you and I would not be different. Okay. Our non-conserved areas would be identical if that was useful information. Otherwise, like if you ran up to the North Pole and you got cold, Standing for Truth's idea is that all of a sudden this junk DNA is going to be needed to grow hair on you or something, right? But it falls apart because we find different.
Speed, I just link here in the private chat the link to a paper which says functions of junk DNA. In genetics, the term junk DNA refers to regions of DNA that are non-coding. Some of this non-coding DNA is used to produce non-coding RNA components such as transfer RNA, regulatory RNA, and ribosomal RNA. So
yeah, we fucking know that, Otangelo. We know that. Okay. Well, he says some. Okay. Okay. No. The whole thing about, okay, we don't call it junk DNA anymore. We kind of call it workshop DNA. Okay, and there's a lot of things, and that's why I went from 1% to 10%. Okay, that's why we're pushing up around 10, or we're saying maybe 17% has some function. But the idea is that you have to show the function, and if you can't show the function, then we're not just going to assume that it's functional. We're going to assume it does nothing until we find out that it does something. Okay, but if you look at these genomes, you're going to find areas that are not conserved, and what that means is that it is not functional. Okay, you can't get around that. You can't say, oh, it's functional, but it can change at any time between two different people. There can be differences. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know where.
And
you
yeah,
have
there's
that
been a lot of shit
from.
written about junk DNA, and there's been a lot of pushback. But you'll notice they all say some, and they all say, "Oh, we found this functional area, and it's 20 nucleotides long." But we're talking about 3 billion nucleotides that you have to account for before you could say 100% of it is functional.
And there's 10 to the
But
22
I don't know where you
stars
have
in the
that
sky.
number from. Here it says, well, I will investigate this, but I don't know if you have actually a number to say what percentage of junk DNA is really junk and how much is
Because we don't
functional.
know yet. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Right?
But we
We
know
don't
at
know.
least that some has actually function.
Yeah, a few percent.
Yeah,
We-
about 17%, he said.
And that's ballparking, because I think all we figured out is more like around 5% or less that we have functions for.
I can quote here, the grandest claim came in 2012 when the Consortium of Genomics researchers called ENCODE declared that according to their project, a huge 80% of the DNA in the human genome has function.
Right.
Well, this
So
says, this article. Well,
hold on a second.
Right.
Article.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
That
Well, I was
wasn't
going to
even,
read.
that didn't even,
I
Here's
wrote
the
them an
link.
that
email.
didn't even speak.
In the private chat.
I wrote them an email, okay, and code, and I asked them about this functional 80%, and they said, oh, we no longer use the word functional. What they really meant is that 80% of the genome, they found at least one molecule that was transcribed, meaning that it ended up in it ended up in some assay. Now they're very good at figuring out whether something's transcribed, but it has nothing to do with function. Okay, so they no longer use the word functional in ENCODE. ENCODE showed a lot of transcription. That's all.
Yeah, because even with that, that says comparative genomic studies have shown that some of this junk DNA is highly conserved, sometimes over hundreds of millions of years, which suggests that these non-coding regions have undergone positive selection throughout evolution and confer an advantage in terms of preserving or minimizing certain biological traits. For example, the human genome and the mice genome diverged from a common ancestor around 65 to 75 million years ago. However, the protein coding DNA only makes up about 20% of the conserved DNA in these genomes, with the remainder of the conserved DNA found in non-coding regions. Researchers have also found that some of the sequences in the junk DNA act as genetic quote-unquote switches, which determine where and when genes get expressed. Is there any... Yeah, so I don't know how this is...
Do you have a link for that?
That's the one that he shared.
Oh, the one that he shared. Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
the one he just shared. Yeah.
The functions of junk DNA one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just. It's not a long. I mean, there's a PDF copy, but
yeah.
This is more like this article right here. It reads more like it's like an abstract.
Yeah, and it's a pushback against calling it junk DNA, and I prefer to call it workshop DNA. Because it's just a bunch of stuff laying around in your garage. You might use it someday. Someday it might, you might find a way to hook a few things together and make something useful out of it. And that's what evolution is. That's how evolution works, with all of this mess floating around out there.
Well,
but as far as what is functional, go ahead.
Out of curiosity, since we're on this topic, because I know Otangelo does this. He does this to people who say they don't know, if you don't believe God did this, what's your explanation? What's standing for Truth's alternative?
Alternative for
for evolution, is he speaking? I mean, I think he accepts certain science when it comes to the theory of evolution. But what is
He
it that
thinks
he necessarily has a problem with?
He believes that it's all epigenetics that makes the change. So the cat kind can differentiate into the tiger and the lion kind. He thinks it's all epigenetics, which doesn't work, because epigenetics famously does not go for more than a few generations in human beings, as far as we know. So, but that's how he thinks we get from the little kitty cat to the tiger. He thinks that somehow, and he also has this, like, in his imagination, he thinks genes jump around and mix up, and they recombine and do all this, like, amazing stuff that God planned. But then at the same time he's saying that happens, he's saying there's genetic entropy and we're all going to hell in a handbasket. And I don't understand how the two work together. I mean, how can we?
Well, I don't understand that either, if he holds to the idea that there's all this pre-packed information that can just kind of come into play whenever.
Well, I am reading here another article from 2019, and they say these regions of DNA may then be regarded as structurally important elements in forming the correct shape and separation of condensed coding sequences in the genome, regardless of any other possible function that those non-coding sequences have. In essence, this would be an explanation for the persistence in genomes of sequences to which no function in terms of evolutionary selected activity can be ascribed. Or at least.
Is that the second link? Okay, are you reading longer than 60 seconds?
No. I'll link it right now. That's the third one, which I link now.
Well,
it's almost in the end that they say that.
Is this supposed to get to some point, Otangelo, that because there's coding going on, therefore there's a God that's doing the coding?
No, let me explain what Otangelo just said. The junk DNA, that junk DNA is full of information. I think that's the article. But basically what they're saying is that, like, okay, if you have a rope and you have two beads on the rope somewhere, right? The length of the rope may make a difference. It doesn't matter what the hell's in the rope, but the length of the rope may make a difference. And yes, we understand that too. The DNA has to be of a certain length, and it folds up around the outer part of the nucleus in a certain way so that the functional genes are exposed in various cell types, right? So sometimes the length of the rope makes a difference, and yes, that's important too. But it's not highly conserved, and it kind of works itself out in every generation. And then when it doesn't work itself out, the thing dies, and the genes don't get into the next generation. So anyway, so basically they're talking about the 4D genome, they call it, how the genome is actually structured, and sometimes it makes a difference how much rope you have in between two different beads, right?
Well,
Did I make that clear?
The thing here is actually, Speed, that in the nucleus of eukaryotes, you have actually real forces and proteins which stretch and push and put these DNA strands in the right position in order to be either muted or expressed. And I mean, this is, even if it seems to be chaos, it is a structured thing, which maybe science not yet doesn't fully understand how that works, but there is some function behind all that.
Yeah, just what I said, the length of the rope, but it doesn't matter what's in the rope. It doesn't matter what nucleotides are in it.
And the function of a thing doesn't necessarily denote that it was made with purpose.
Well, the thing is, if you have proteins which have the specific purpose inside of the nucleus to order the DNA strands in the chromosomes into a specific position, and that there is structural 3D information in the position of the chromosome strand, and you require specific proteins bringing these positions into a specific order.
Sure, but you can't.
Then you have actually already an irreducible complex structure.
Are you guys
interdependent?
I have a
question.
But
I'm already hearing the jump. I'm already hearing the gap.
Me too, I think. How did you determine?
I'm already hearing the gap.
How did you determine there
was
purpose?
there must be a God behind this. That's the gap. So if we don't know exactly what did this, we don't know the specific origin as to why these things that we observe have what we perceive as function and purpose.
Yeah.
Therefore, God.
Isn't that where the
You
purpose
don't-
comes
What I
in?
said. You are nicely strawmanning me.
No, I'm
no, we're not.
speculating. I'm
Not
speculating
strawmanning you
because
at all.
I was
course you are.
smelling the junk. Maybe my
Of course
sense
you are.
my sense of smell is off.
Where
But
is the
it seemed
Where does the purpose come in, Otangelo?
The purpose is that there are proteins in the nucleus which have a specific function. That function is to provide forces which push and move the chromosomes and the DNA strands into specific positions and 3D order, which then permits either some parts to be expressed or suppressed. So
And what's
there is a
and what,
function to
what
that.
and, right? And what says that has a purpose?
I just told you what the purpose of these proteins is.
No, you
is
told me what their
specific-
you told me what
Told
their
me what they
function
do.
was. You told me what they do. You didn't tell me there was a purpose that they existed.
Well, the purpose or the function is precisely what I just explained. It is-
Not the same thing. You're not even listening to me right now, are you?
Why not? Why it's not the same thing?
They have a function, right?
purpose means that there's something that gave it purpose.
Yeah, they were destined to do that by something or somebody.
Because
So
a
why
function
not?
can just be something that functions.
Okay, so why not?
Yeah,
Because
that's what
you're
I'm saying.
biased?
So so why not? Because you're
Yes,
biased?
because because maybe you are biased.
No, because maybe you are biased.
Okay.
Okay, since we're down to the name calling stage, wait a minute, hold on, let's put Speed. I want you to pronounce this word.
Okay. You what the fuck?
What's the
You're
word?
contigularies? You're contigularies. You're
You are.
contigularies. Can you
I'll
do
give you a heads up. It starts with UARC.
UARC?
Yeah, you
You are
are
contigularies.
contigularies.
You are contigularies. You are contigularies.
Hey, you.
Who's
Sorry.
playing music?
I think Jay's come closest.
That's an animal, a primate.
Do they have a purpose?
I have no clue. So Simus, there's a famous UK word hidden in there.
You contigularies are in a bunch. Oh,
Okay,
it's a
here
thing.
is the link on
Let me
Wiki
catch
to
up.
that animal.
You are control.
Brainbug has declared Peter the winner.
You are contigularies.
Well,
It's not that difficult.
was that why he brought it up to see if somebody could pronounce it?
Yeah, Brainbug wanted to see if somebody attacked that word.
Okay,
I
the
can
clade.
say alphabet. How about that? Alphabet.
Brainbug, what did I win?
Synonymous with primates. Okay. That's why I don't like biology. That's why I don't like biology.
Because you can't pronounce it.
Yeah, because it's all Greek to me.
Well, you get used to pronouncing these things after a while, but
Yeah, fair enough.
that one is a bitch.
You're gonna love this.
Okay.
You're gonna love this, Peter. There's your prize right there on the screen.
Yeah, well, we need bees. I mean, I'd like to survive at some point. So if the bees go extinct, that's going to be a struggle.
I think bees are the bomb. I think we need more bees.
You are contemporaries.
You hear it?
Do it again.
Oh. Come on, play it.
You are contemporaries.
You are contigularies.
That she's got a filthy mouth.
You are contemporaries.
There's the UK word for friend somewhere hidden in there.
York. You are contigularies. You are contigularies. Emma says. Sorry. I like Emma says. Emma says it's Cerberus paribus, not Kerberos paribus.
There's
Like-
no sorry in biology.
Oh, there's sorry in philosophy, though. There's a lot of sorry in philosophy. Sorry, I don't know what you mean.
Sorry.
I think you'll find that's Kerberos.
Kerberos X.
Kerberos. Yeah.
Kerberos. Okay, so these are apparently, where are these things? Oh, I lost them. Why did I lose them? Where did I lose my Eucontigularies? Oh, there they are.
Eucontigularies?
It's a bunch of fucking rats to me.
You are contemporary.
Meat blubbery. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bark.
It's supposed to be blueberry. Meat blubbery. Meat blueberry.
Clade and a superorder of mammals, living members of which belong to the 5 groups: rodents, lagomorphs, tree shrews, flugels, and primates. So fuck you, brain bug. We found it. Ooh.
Well, the Wikipedia link. There was the Wikipedia link in the live chat.
Do they?
Oh, really?
Do they have a purpose?
Yes,
They
it's
eat
whatever
nuts.
I tell. It's whatever I tell them to do, Thomas.
They eat your nuts.
Whatever I tell them to do. And the best philosophical response I ever learned from Doubting Thomas: when somebody gives you something, you just go, "Nuh-uh."
In Latin, that's argumentative.
Hey, did you see any Joel comments on there? Isn't that where he's
Ramus, not est argument.
Which one?
in the isn't this where he's what is it, Wikipedia that he got banned from?
Oh,
Where did he
Yeah.
get banned? Yeah,
Yeah.
Wikipedia, right?
He only comments on Einstein and other famous atheists and tries to make the point that they're not really atheists. So,
I know.
No, Einstein
Okay.
wasn't. I don't think Einstein was an atheist. Deist, maybe, but he's trying to make the argument that he's necessarily a Christian because Einstein held to Spinoza's view of God, and Spinoza believed in Christianity because Spinoza wrote in a book that Christ is the way to salvation, which was an external critique by Spinoza, not what he actually held to. He was talking about what was necessary in that particular religion, not that he necessarily believed it.
I believe he actually said God was natural. Spinoza.
Yes.
So Top Dog posted something on non-bee insects. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I do have the link. I did pull it up. Non-bee insects are important contributors to global crop pollination. I have choke cherries.
Choke cherries?
Choke cherries. I'm waiting for somebody to pollinate them. They're related to cherries. They're little tiny berries that grow in northern Minnesota. And I planted a whole bunch of them down here in southern Minnesota, where it's kind of a bitch to get them to live because they don't have a lot of protection. They like the cold. Anyway, choke cherries make your mouth it's like a really dry wine. And your mouth kind of puckers up, and I eat them by the pailful. I fucking love them. They're great. And I have a whole bunch of blossoms. I'm waiting for non-bee pollinators to come and pollinate the goddamn things. So
basically, the end result of eating choke cherries is putting preparation X on your lips.
Sort of like that, yeah, but except it's enjoyable.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's as enjoyable as putting it on your butt because that can be kind of fun too. I don't know if we'll talk about that backstage.
Maybe we should send some over to Gavin.
Yeah. So he doesn't have to sit on the teddy bear. Or whatever the fuck he was sitting on.
Digital Hammurabi has written in with a question for Jay Patrick.
Oh no, he's trolling.
So Dr. Josh is listening in. He needs an answer. And that's what we're about. Answers in atheism. So answer.
Go.
Josh.
Why is it the case that no creator gods exist? Well, what do you mean by creator god? I don't know what you mean.
No, he said gods, and the reason they don't exist is because they killed each other over the fight who created everything first. there.
Well, actually, you can just appeal to jungle jargon. It's not. You have to be able to defeat the infinite regression because all power comes from greater power.
Also,
All power comes from greater power.
also, you're begging the question that this is indeed a creation.
Yes, that too.
Yeah. Well. So not necessarily, because he didn't say what they created. So they could be creating Legos for all we know, and still be creator gods.
Yeah, I should have. That is one of those. What Dr. Josh just trolled with is a prime example of what Doubting Thomas has already introduced. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
But you don't have an answer? Nuh-uh. So you do have an answer. Nuh-uh. Sorry, what did you mean by case?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you could define God into existence, and that would then obviously not negate the case that you could call it creator, because it could be something that creates that we know, and that would obviously be existent.
And
Simos, I have you.
designer is
Pretty facile.
a
Pretty
positive
facile move.
demonstration of our existence, in as much as
You're
no
breaking
God.
up for me.
Yeah, you're breaking up terribly, Otangelo.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
By
better
the way, there's a playlist on my channel called Artwork for Our Channel and other YouTubers. So I'm now defining myself into existence as a creator god.
Cool. I had to go find that playlist.
I think it's not necessary to define something to existence.
You're still breaking up,
by-
Otangelo.
That's
Sounds
really
like a
fun.
connection. Sounds like a
Dr.
connection issue with his
Josh,
mic.
Dr. Josh, that is an amazing imitation that you're doing right there. Congratulations.
Yeah,
What was that?
he's the next great imitative comedian out there on YouTube.
Yeah, he missed his calling. All that money spent on getting those degrees.
You should have spent that time in the clubs.
Exactly.
Gosh, you should have gone to the clubs, worked the comedy groups, driven across the nation.
Got yourself a nice case of either throat cancer or lung cancer from working in all those lounges, smoke-filled lounges.
I would like to
maybe this is where digital Hammurabi can help. We need a creator god to come up with to create a better internet connection for Otangelo, so we can actually hear him.
No, I think you need a better.
Digital.
No, you just need a god. You need a god that can create a better cable.
Peter, I got a bone to pick for you. Peter?
Yeah?
I don't see Answers in Atheism in your playlist.
Yeah, Peter.
Well, he figured he wanted something. Peter wants something for his own.
What?
Oh, I didn't
update
the playlist.
You're in his junk playlist.
I'm in your junk playlist. I didn't make your playlist, Peter.
Yeah, but you're still functional.
Where the hell is your? Where are you, Peter?
Digital.
You know, that's a lot of words for a guy to write when he's just.
I'm removing
driving.
Peter. I threw him in the back room because he had put me in his playlist. Fuck him.
Yeah, we need a better creator god that can create a decent philosophical argument for the existence of God.
Or at least make a good cup of tea.
I second that.
Yes.
Also, I would like to role play.
So does your sister.
Uh-huh. I know. She role plays my sister.
This is getting
Christ,
weird.
I got Wild Kingdom going on in my backyard. I got rabbits running around, and my wife's like, "Oh my God, are the foxes back?" I had foxes in my backyard last year, and my wife is freaking out. The foxes are back. It says it's a fucking rabbit. Jesus.
The fucking coyotes are a problem. The foxes aren't so bad.
Yeah, coyotes
foxes
don't want rabbits. Nah.
Yeah.
Foxes
I
will
haven't
take care of
seen
the
it.
rabbits.
Yeah. Well, it's surprisingly enough, it didn't seem to. I had them last year, right in the backyard. You know, a mother had a litter in my backyard, and they were there for, you know, part of the summer. They were probably there till like June, and then they just disappeared. They went off on their own, but and there was still rabbits around, which I was surprised. You know, so
Yeah,
there's
but-
tons of
Well,
rabbits. So obviously they got plenty of food. So
Oh yeah.
By
they
the
don't
way,
kill-
Speed,
you know,
Speed, check
can't eat
the
them all.
playlist. Check the playlist again.
There's
At
a
the
playlist.
mall that I
Thanks.
work at.
Thanks for reminding me.
At
Okay.
the mall that I work at, there's a maintenance barge. You know, because
Oh, I love it. I
says I'm a
love it
mall
now,
cop.
Peter. I'm gonna link to it. Go ahead.
I've been attempting to train barn swallows.
Train barn swallows. Good.
Yeah.
Is it
Every
like
year.
training cats?
No, I'm just trying to get them to sit down because I go into this maintenance barge and they come back every spring to nest and fuck, and they're everywhere and they shit everywhere, and they particularly like this maintenance barge that's tied up out here on the bay, and we have to go in there and we have to check some stuff out in there. And when I walk in there, of course the swallows, you know, they go ape shit when I go in there. When anybody goes in there, they start flying around, dive bombing you and shit like that. So I've learned to just basically stand still and tell them all to sit the fuck down. And I just keep repeating that. And eventually I've got to the point now I can just repeat that. Sit down, sit down, sit down. And eventually they all perch.
Cool. You trained them.
Well, most of these, and that's the thing. I think most of them are used to the sound of or they're used to me because these swallows are from a previous generation that were probably born here last year and possibly from the year before that. I've been on the site for a few years now. So I was like, I wonder if this will work. And they're like screeching and everything. So I figured I'd give it a shot. So I've been working on it systematically throughout the week where I just stand there and when they're going crazy, I'll just tell them to sit down. And eventually they seem to all sit down. It takes a little bit. It takes about a minute.
Do you think they would have understood sooner if you would have told them to perch?
I don't think so. I think it's mostly the tone.
Okay.
I figured sit down works just fine. They seem to get it just fine. I thought about perch as well, but I figured sit down works too.
But why?
But yeah, I don't know. I'm bored. I work at a very quiet site, and I figured why the fuck not?
Right.
I'm getting paid, so if they don't learn it, fine. They're stupid, but
right, they're stupid, but you're still getting paid, right?
I'm still getting paid to do something. Yeah, that's possibly just completely fucking pointless.
See,
however,
Brainbug just gave us a little update on some foxes in the UK. Fox hunting is big over in the UK, right? Still,
yeah.
They're
about 14 foot long with massive fangs that come at you at night.
That's a big fox. 14 feet.
Oh, hang on, Matt. I might be quoting Monty Python. Hang on a minute.
Run away!
I got a fox right here. I'm showing a picture of. Found this little fucker out there. Weighed about 15 pounds.
I'll tell you one thing. Last night, I saw a white-tailed kite, which is it's a smaller, bird of prey, and that thing had a freaking barn swallow in its talon. I'm like, man, you must have caught that thing fucking sleeping. Because shit, how the fuck did you catch that? I mean, there's an osprey out here where I work, and they're always hovering around for the most part, watching those fucking. They're just waiting for a straggler, just like one of you slow down. But this
want to know how he got.
I don't know. Those things are fucking fast. Barnyard swallows are fucking fast. They fly like bats. They're quick and they're very maneuverable.
Right.
And they don't hide. They don't hide from the osprey. They fucking.
The kite was designed to catch the swallow.
With the purpose, with that purpose in mind.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And what gave it that purpose?
And the swallow's purpose was to get captured by the kite.
Yeah. He was made with the express person. He's the second.
What
force.
else could it be? Spooky bed hair. I just have one thing to say. Spooky bed hair. # Calamity Joe.
Calamity Joe. Ooh, I think I ran out of range. Oh, that's an antenna.
Calamity
an-
Joe? Did you say Calamity Joe?
Antenna on a. That's an antenna on a fox.
A moth. Yeah, a moth fox. That's a little moth I caught in my cats brought it in last night and was flying around my bathroom.
Have you ever smelled
in the
mothballs?
morning. What's that?
Have you ever smelled mothballs?
Those things are, yeah, they'll wake you up in the morning.
Yeah. What is that? Naphthalene? Is that naphthalene?
Yeah.
No, it's
yeah.
I love those things. I used to snort those.
I was gonna. You're supposed to say no, and then I was gonna say well, or yeah. You're supposed to say yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get their little? How did you get their little legs apart?
This reminds Thomas. This reminds me of a friend of mine who. This reminds me of a friend of mine who used to work in an apothecary close by, and someone walked in and asked him for half a pound of mosquito backs, and so he went to his boss and said, "There's a guy at the counter asking for half a pound of mosquito backs," and he said, "That's a troll." And here's how you deal with him: you go back and you say, "Well, sir, we can't provide these anymore because we'll have to catch the mosquitoes, then we have to humanely kill them, remove their wings so we get a clear cut, then remove the backs, make sure that they're all nice and clean cuts, put them into bags. We just don't have the personnel for this." And so he goes back and he tells the guy goes away, and 5 minutes later, this old lady comes in and said, "Can I have an ounce of mothballs, please?" And he looks at the woman and he said, "Ma'am, we can't provide these anymore."
Oh, boy.
There's the whole thing. Anyway.
That's the whole moth?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's a little fucked up. My cats had him in their mouth.
Do you have anything to give it like scale?
Oh, that looks like a gypsy. Is that a gypsy moth?
How about
it's
that?
A fox moth.
How about that? There's scale.
I don't
If that's your.
I need a manicure.
I need a manicure. Huge moth.
So that's. Wait. That's
your
big toe.
Scratching your dirty balls.
That's my big toe. Yeah, that's my big toe right there. See, I can stand on my toe. Okay.
That must be all that ballet training.
Yeah, ballet training. That is my index finger.
I've always seen you. I've always seen you in a tutu. Speed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it ain't a gypsy moth.
Well, I'm wearing one right now.
That's
actually,
hot.
I love doing the weather report in a tutu.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Why not?
In North Carolina, you guys ever seen a Luna moth?
I think so.
No. Those things are huge.
The
got
huge
those down in
things?
North Carolina. Yeah,
Yeah, my cats bring in these monster moths sometimes. They're the size of their heads, and they got them in their mouth. And then he sits there, and he gets this weird look on his face, and the moth's wings are just fluttering. And he's like, make it stop. It's just like, it's really weird. Then he lets them go, and the moth flies around, and I don't know.
It's all fucked up, and it dies anyway. Yeah, your cat's
I don't know. I actually, some of them have taken off, and he's real gentle when he brings stuff in. Like, they don't hurt things too much.
Speed, I have to ask you now to, when this is over, to go and edit your stream. You saying that you like to do these wearing a tutu, I just had the most horrific vision of Gavin, so I need you to edit that out. Don't give him any ideas.
Oh no. Yes.
Poor Gavin. He just can't get no love. Ever since Smokey and Praise got buddy again, it's been a little hard on Gavin because Smokey and Gavin don't get along so well.
Well, Gavin's too old, I think.
Yeah.
Not sexy enough when he takes his pants off.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could tell how gentle your cats are by the fucking condition of that moth you were showing.
Well, that one, they kind of fucked up the wings a little bit, but
yeah,
even the little one, you can't
my
expect them. You can't expect them not to fuck up the small moth because he's hard to grab, right?
I was talking to my brother last night. Freaking, he's like, oh shit. And my sister has 2 cats, and he shares an apartment with our sister. And he goes, oh shit. Here's Harley. What is that? What's that in her fucking mouth? Oh, for fuck's sake, she's got a rabbit. Oh.
Oh yeah.
And of course the door's open. He's like, I'm going to shut the door. I got to shut this door real quick. And you can just, I am talking to him. I can just hear this little. I said, how big is the rabbit? And he goes, oh, it's a young one. It's not like a newborn or anything, but it's still quite small. And I was like, is that it squealing in the background? He goes, oh yeah. He just shuts the door. You hear this. Yeah. He's like, he goes, that stupid bitch of a cat. The thing that she does, because my sister will leave the door open, the patio door open for him to go, the 2 cats to go in and out. He goes, we have found dead animals in the apartment. I was like, yeah, you're not supposed to fucking leave that's exactly what they're going to bring it into the house, because that's where other predators can't get to it.
Bring you a snake.
So my twins were 2 years old, and we had them outside, and we were sitting on. We lived in this cabin when they were young, and we had them outside, and we were looking at this little tiny bunny hopping around in the bushes, and they were like, oh, the cute little bunny and stuff, and we're trying to show it to them. All of a sudden, our cat comes out and just pounces on that bunny and instantly kills it and hauls it off, and it's just like, it was horrifying. Fortunately, they were too young to remember that, I think.
Well, it's like those videos where people are recording the mama duck with their little ducklings. And she might have like 3 or 4 of them trailing behind her, and they're swimming through the water. And next thing you know, you see one of the little baby ducklings in the very back just disappears. I'm like, oh shit! It's like, yeah, it's a largemouth bass. Somebody went, what?
There was this YouTube video.
Right down.
There was this YouTube video of this Vietnam vet-looking guy, or some veteran, and he found a mouse. I think it was a mouse in his house, and he did this video of him capturing it very carefully and bringing it outside and setting it free and saying it's free, and then this hawk comes down and grabs him. The video. That was about 5 years ago. I saw that. That's fucking incredible.
Free food.
Yeah. Too bad. Should have left it in the house.
Yeah, Steve, what were you wearing? You were wearing a tutu. Well, my granddaughter just came in the room and put a tiara on my head.
Oh, good. Turn the camera on.
I know. I should. Huh? No.
Hey, has anybody seen this? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I'm sorry, Lori.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm good.
I saw this. I saw this little short video clip on YouTube. I hadn't seen it before, and it was a white goose, and of course, it's getting quite lippy. That apparently doesn't like this particular animal that's walking past it, and it happens to be a very fucking large Clydesdale. And so this goose is deciding to get kind of, getting kind of lippy with him, and that fucking Clydesdale just kicks it, one leg, boom, fuck that goose up. I'm like, god damn, that had to fucking hurt. I don't think that goose was right after that. It's like, I think you guys might as well just eat that goose, because I'm pretty sure that Clydesdale just killed it.
Goose ain't right in the head.
My answer to this Digital Hammurabi guy is eat raw spaghetti.
What is he saying? What is he trolling with now? I can't read that. It's too fucking small.
He's saying, I pulled over just long enough to point out to the room that the atheist simply prevaricated and avoided answering my clear and circumspect question that many 14-year-olds have answered easily.
What was his question?
Wait a minute. I don't know which is more pathetic. The fact that he's attempting to imitate Darth on here, but the fact that he had to pull over to actually.
Yeah, right. It was worth that time. He obviously doesn't know where he's going.
Too easy.
In a hurry.
Yeah.
I'm glad you pulled over.
Yeah, I'm glad he did too.
Josh, always pull over to type these things.
Yeah, especially when you want to troll people.
Text.
So what was his question
Don't
that
text-
14-year-olds
don't text
have answered? Huh?
Well, let me do some research.
I'm guessing it's something to do with ultimate, absolute, and possibility and impossibility. That's my
Okay.
guess. Just a pure fucking guess.
Was this a Darth guy?
Yes.
This digital Hammurabi? Okay.
That's why I
No,
said
digital
No,
Hammurabi. He's making fun. He's making fun of
That's
He's
Darth.
making fun of Darth.
That's why I said eat raw spaghetti, because Darth had a debate with a 12-year-old and his younger brother came in and defeated him with the argument eat raw spaghetti.
Oh, that's that's right.
Was it about creator gods?
Wasn't it the younger brother said, "Let's no, let's play a
Yeah.
video game." This guy's a dick.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Man.
Why don't you just kick this guy out? He's boring. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think this is the original question that he's accusing us of prevaricating over.
Okay, what would a creator god be? It'd be like okay, there's this god dude and he creates a Chevy for me or something, or a Ford.
And he wants to know, why is it the case that no creator God exists?
Well,
Okay,
the great
so how
thing
does
is,
Explain that. Explain how it doesn't exist.
but here's the thing: if you have a creator god that creates a car for you, will its disembodied mind sustain that car for eternity?
Yeah.
just throwing that out. Just throwing that question out there.
You
Well, I
mean
saw
keep the
the
gas tank full and check the oil and all that?
Of course, all the maintenance.
if he's
Of course, all the maintenance is included. Come on.
Well,
If he's
A warranty?
all-powerful, if
A
he's an
warranty?
all-powerful creator god, then yes.
oh, it's secular
all-
pagan. Hey, mom.
All power come from greater power.
All
Hey,
power
Mom.
come from greater power.
This really is. This stream has really become like a Seinfeld episode. This is like a conversation. I mean, we've had some serious things come up, but at the same time, we've been kind of going back and forth on things here.
So, Jay, a simple
What?
question. If you remove God from
Oh,
the
jeez.
equation, what is left?
What is left?
You don't.
Nothing.
The
Everything,
No,
everything,
God.
everything we see today. Everything.
the whole
Everything is
equation.
nothing.
If I remove God from the equation, I don't know that God's even part of the equation.
Yeah.
If you can't demonstrate how God is part of the equation, then you asking the question if I remove God from the equation doesn't make any sense. If
Okay.
you
wait,
make
wait.
the claim that God is necessary for every equation,
So
then
the universe, therefore, just is. It has never been caused into existence. It just exists
No,
without
It's
any
just
further explanation.
just like God. The universe
Yeah.
is just like God.
How so?
Okay.
here's the interesting thing. When Darth Dawkins says that God is basically, in his sense, it's a hazy God. It's not. It doesn't have to be the Christian God, even though he thinks the Christian God is the only God, and that's one that's self-revelatory. If it's God is ultimate, absolute, fundamental, the source for all things possible and impossible. All he's done is taken five things and basically apply them to one word, God. And that's like a macro. God is a macro word for these 5 things, right? You
Sure.
can do that you could just do that with cosmos.
How so?
You could just say cosmos is all those 5 things as well. It's ultimate,
I just did it.
absolute, it's
I just
fundamental,
did it.
and it's the source of all things possible and
Okay,
possible.
so is the universe does the universe change its state of affairs? Is it constantly
Nope.
changing or not?
No,
Well, the
it's
problem
never
is
changing.
do we know? Well, here's the problem, Otangelo. The cosmos may not consist. The cosmos may consist of more than one universe. We don't know all there is to know about even the universe that we.
That doesn't matter to my question. My only question is, does the universe exist in a state where it is in constant change? Yes or no?
Nope, it's never changing like
in some
God.
in some cases it does change, and in some cases it doesn't.
Well,
Nope, it's never changing.
There's lots of
The
there's
universe
lots.
is never.
So
The universe
No,
is
not
never
changing.
changing.
So there is no time then?
Nope, there's no time.
No time,
The
no
universe
change?
The
Wait,
universe
are you
just
saying
always
time?
was.
In
Wait a
that-
minute.
in that
Wait a
2
minute.
minutes, in that 2
Otangelo.
minutes, in while you were
Otangelo.
talking, nothing
Otangelo.
changed?
Nope, nothing
I said
changed.
I just said
Okay, nothing. Thomas is just trolling now.
he is
Okay.
trolling you.
Yeah.
The universe didn't change. It's unchanging like God.
Okay. All
same,
right.
same thing.
Okay.
Wait, no, it changes, but its nature doesn't change.
Oh shit!
Hello, Danny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. It changes, but its nature doesn't change. That's what I meant to say.
It doesn't change what I am coming to say. If it is in a state of change, it is in a state of time.
Did God change when he created? Did God change when he created?
I don't know when you say coming.
Look, when God decided to create rather than not to create, that was technically a change of state of affairs, as you would say. But you would say also that God's nature does not change.
God
so
never
they're
changes.
just saying, right? Then they're just going to say the same thing of the universe. The universe its nature does not change.
Right.
Yeah. If you needed that explained to you,
if you concede that today it is in a state of change, that implies that it had.
Wait, God is that's fine. Look, God is in a state of change. Look, for as time progresses, right? Right now, excuse me. At three, sorry. Okay, it's 3:25 right now. God has the belief that it's 3:25 where I live. Now, when it turns through 3:26, God's mind will change in the sense that his belief will change, right?
No, God never changes.
Just answer. Let Otangelo answer the question.
Okay. Yeah, just leave it between those two.
Sure.
Danny, what I am saying, as soon as you have physical change, that implies that you are in time. If you are in time, then the state of affairs had a beginning. If it had a beginning, it had a cause.
And if it had a cause, what's the argument for that?
Necessary.
Otangelo, that doesn't work for a subject. But that doesn't work for a subjective idealist because nothing's physical.
I don't mind if someone else is the champion here. He needs a one-on-one. 3 or 4 people talking isn't going to work.
What he needs? Is that what he needs?
Everybody,
pick one person to talk to Otangelo.
Okay.
Is that what he needs?
Back off. Okay. Everybody back off except for Danny and Otangelo. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Go.
Just like the universe changes, God's mind changes, so the notion of change isn't going to get you anywhere.
Right.
Of course it does, because the universe is in a physical state and the change happens physically. If it happens physically, there had to be a beginning in order for us to be here.
Okay, I want an argument for that right there. I want an argument for that. Look, I want an argument for that. Give me a reason. No, you're going to listen to me now. Look, I'm not going to let you ramble. It's a waste of time to let you ramble. Look, I just want to know.
Going well.
Okay, I want to know, why is it that a physical change entails a beginning and not a mental change? Give me the argument right now.
Yep. Go, Otangelo. You're on.
No, I would not continue my conversation.
Then sit down and get out of here. You're get out. Answer my difficult questions or run away.
Go. Yeah.
Because a mental change that's how you start your answer.
Exactly.
Okay. I will answer.
I'm giving you a heads up, Otangelo.
Okay.
Because a mental change.
Wow. I'm asked to answer, so can I answer, please?
You see, look, you're letting him get away, doubting Thomas, by talking.
Okay, when everyone is quiet, then I will answer. Anyone quiet? Okay. When I am dreaming, there is no physical change. So I can have different mental states, but they are not happening in time because there is no physical change. So God, in the same manner, can exist beyond the universe in a realm of the non-physical and have different.
Did you dream in the last year? Did you dream in the last year?
I did dream last night, then.
Okay, well, then that means that mental states can occur in the past, which means that they're in time.
Can I say something quick?
No.
Can I say something really quick? Please?
Don't say anything. Let me deal with this. I'm sick and tired of Otangelo uttering bullshit. Go ahead. Answer for that. You said mental states don't occur in time, but you dreamed yesterday. So how do you make sense of that, Otangelo?
Someone came in well belt fed today. Keep going, Danny.
Danny, it doesn't matter that my body is in time and sleeping while I'm dreaming. The fact is that my mental states, they are not provoking any physical change. You cannot go into my brain and see while I'm dreaming that something.
No, you're missing my point. Does a mental change if it's the case that mental states change, that means they're in time. Yes or no? Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I think that mental.
You're answering the question in the wrong way.
Wow.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you bloviate. Okay.
Speed.
Wow.
Speed. Can I
Quit
make a
saying
point?
wow.
Can I make a point real quick, Speed?
Yes, make a point.
Dreams are physical.
No, that doesn't matter. We can grant him that. Look, that's why you should not say anything. We can grant him that, right? Don't say anything, Doubting Thomas. You're making things worse. Just let me deal with it, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you again. Do mental states change? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Change is for there to be change, there needs to be time. That means that mental change. Okay, so then what do you take time to be other than something that makes change possible?
Nothing physical is changing while you are having mental.
I can grant that. Nothing turns on that. Nothing turns on that.
If you don't have physical change, you don't have time. Easy.
You're just dodging the question. Look, if it's the case that your mental states change, that means they're in time, because if they change, we have a notion of before and after, right? If I'm dreaming and then suddenly I'm not dreaming, right? We had a previous mental state. The only way we can make sense of that in terms of the word previous is if that mental state was in time.
Okay. You have only time if there is physical change.
You're just repeating the claim. Answer what I'm saying. You're repeating the claim. I don't want a repetition of the claim. Give me what's wrong with what I just said. Do you accept it or no?
Okay, we are done, Danny.
Okay, bye. See ya.
Bye.
No one else talk to him. Kick him out. He's not willing to answer questions. If you want to let him, unless you just want to toy with him like cat and mouse.
We got Darth Jr. Kick him out. Kick him out. Mute him. Ban him. Server mute him. I won. Kick him.
You're misinterpreting the whole situation. Peter, you're such a dumbass.
Wait, am I on Phil talk right now?
Okay, Danny, that was pretty goddamn good. Pretty good, and Otangelo cannot answer that question. I'm glad you got him to say what he said, so that was pretty cool. But who left?
Speed. You have to make me big.
No, he didn't.
I have to make you big?
I don't know who left. Tanya?
I don't think we have David anymore.
Oh, David leave? Okay.
A Christian apologist in his natural habitat.
Exactly.
David.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, Otangelo did not answer the question. You didn't follow the line of reasoning. You did not. You did not.
I did. Okay.
No. You just conflated.
Don't make Doubting Thomas break out the nuh-uhs. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, the nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
You didn't answer.
Okay, so look, if A changes to B, did A happen previous to B, Otangelo?
According to the rule of identity, that is not possible.
Why are there people talking right now? Let Otangelo
change into B.
Y'all don't know how to deal with these people. I mean, like,
Speed
has the right idea. Jay has the right idea.
I say that if Otangelo is willing to answer Danny.
Danny has the right idea.
I do. Right. Look, if A causes B, there's a change, right? And the reason we can make sense of that in terms of A being previous to B, right? Which means that there's time. Which means that if there's change, there's time. You were rejecting that, Otangelo.
Yeah, well, basically, he's just doubling down on the point that they can make up any kind of shit they want when it comes to the immaterial mind, and he can insist that, oh no, that's not time. That all happens at once, right? He can just make up anything he wants, and that's what he's doing. But he's not answering. He's not answering to your line of reasoning.
Spot on. Immateriality won't get them anywhere. You can grant it to them, right? Don't die on that hill. Right. Grant it to them and show them that they're special pleading.
Yep.
Speed.
I don't know how to get this.
Let me answer to Speed.
Don't let him talk until he answers my question.
I was just going to say that
you answer that question.
Can I say something? The only thing I got a kick out of when he said, if you remove God from the equation, what do you have? As though God was a brute force, just like a foregone conclusion to to part of any equation necessarily. I thought
Well, I
that was
wouldn't
the
get-
only, and then it just evolved into this weird conversation about time. And then Danny comes in here, which I have no problem with, and basically starts grilling Otangelo.
Starts screaming like
Yeah.
a crybaby.
Okay, without
no, I
God,
think
Really
it's-
like it.
I think it's-
Oh wow.
No, I think Danny is properly expressing the frustration that a lot of people will sometimes, if they haven't experienced it yet, they will get to that level to where they're like, answer a fucking question.
I
For
have.
the
Yeah.
love of God.
Mine
answer
You
how.
look, Otangelo, you rejected that. If there's change, there can still that there's time. You rejected that. Is it? Am I unclear? Do you not reject that? Yes or no?
All
Let's see
I
how
am saying
No, you're not
is-
answering the question. Yes or no?
No, I will not play your game, Danny.
Okay, well then sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
I'm the only game you're gonna play.
way to
Yeah.
Oh,
Shut him
I'm
up.
Impressed.
Shut him up.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed now.
Shut him up. Shut him
Okay,
up.
guys. One administrative point. In 30 minutes, it looks like Gutsick Gibbon has a premiere. I did not know she had a premiere, but it's called "Early Humans Had Ape-Like Brains: Science in Motion." So I recommend you go to Gutsick Gibbon's channel as soon as we're done here.
We're gonna shoot this in the head before then. So anyway, yeah, Guts. Okay, where is it? It looks like I don't see it. Do you have a link? It's not showing up on my Gutsick Gibbon channel. So, do you have a link? I can get
Scott
one.
Duke, are you looking at an old premiere? God damn.
Nope, it's a new one. I gotta say, goddamn, I have to send myself a link from my phone to my messages on my Mac, and then I can get it. Otherwise, YouTube doesn't show it. I don't know why. Literally over 3 hours of bus. Okay, no, not showing. Damn it.
Can someone get this ugly fucker off my screen?
There you go. We're sorry.
Thank you. It's been too long, that's all.
Okay.
I mean, you know, that is what I call a chat. No, I won't say that. So.
Danny,
Hey,
meet me
Danny.
at the club in 8 hours. I'll
Yeah,
buy
what's
you a beer.
I was gonna say, next time you come into the StreamYard, just come in with a fucking Uzi and just let her rip. It'd be a hell of a lot. It's gonna be a lot more subtle than that fucking 50 cal that you came in with.
Yeah, that was pretty
Subterfuge.
I mean, they'll just make up anything. They'll just
Yeah.
make up
It
anything.
did.
Yeah,
That God
Danny, I
doesn't
hate-
change when they.
Oh, you give it a rest.
because they get to
Jenny.
make up anything because it's all made up, right? So we can make up any fucking thing we want, and that's the whole point
What do you
with
think
this
natural means?
Christianity bullshit.
This is why I'm flirting. This is why I'm flirting with nihilism. Just fuck it. Just fuck it.
And Danny,
Okay, I'm
Danny,
putting
I just
I'm putting
Can I
Gutsick
point
in the
out something?
description. I'm putting Gutsick's video in the description at the end. Please go. It's also in the chat. There you go.
You can't have us. You cannot have us children on your fucking channel anymore. Speed.
Danny, I just want to point out to you that everything you said to Otangelo has been said to him before. So it's not like you're some
Not that
gift.
concisely. I thought that was pretty well done.
It doesn't matter. It does
No,
not matter, Thomas.
I'm sorry, you were collateral damage.
You're right. You're right, Simon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you guys can sing
Thank you.
victory.
Are you
I
going to
don't
answer my
care.
question? You should only open your mouth if you're going to answer my
come
question.
on, Danny. Danny.
No,
come on.
not come on. Hey, Otangelo, come on. Answer the question.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Come on, Otangelo.
If you're gonna
answer
open
the
your
question.
mouth,
Come on.
If you're look, here's I'll give you the question again because
I am not
Oh my
here.
God.
I am not here to talk to a crying and ranting baby.
Well, then
as
get
you
out.
are, Danny.
get.
There's a 14-year-olds that have been able to answer this question.
Okay, Danny, we're trying to be a softer,
yeah.
gentler speed of song channel here.
Okay, I'll see you
I'm
later
talking,
then because I can't
yeah.
do that here. Right? Y'all can play with your
Don't
toy.
leave.
I'm gone.
Don't leave.
Out
Bye-bye.
Speed.
Oh,
hey, Danny.
no.
Danny. Wait.
Don't go, Danny. Don't go, Danny.
Hold on.
Wait. Oh, he's gone.
Now wait a minute, guys.
Is Danny
Wait a minute,
slowly-
guys.
Is Danny
Sorry.
slowly turning into a miniature dog?
No,
Hey,
I
guys.
just want to do. Wait, I wanted to invite Danny and Otangelo to finish this conversation on my channel, and I'll moderate it so that it's like 2 minutes per.
Okay.
Wow.
That's if Otangelo's open to
That's a
it.
good idea, Jack.
I am fine with that.
Oh, wow.
As long as Danny behaves as a normal adult, I am in.
Wow.
Yeah, well, hang on. Rule number two. Answer the question you are asked.
Yep.
Yeah, that
You
is
gotta
a
go,
rule.
Otangelo.
So you may think
If
Danny
you're
was
not gonna
breaking
answer-
the rules. You may think Danny was breaking the rules, but you were too.
Okay, whatever.
Danny was breaking your balls, is what he was doing.
Oh, I'm hurt now. I'm ball hurt now.
Anyway,
Wow.
Otangelo, you have no idea, but Danny just ripped you a new
Otangelo.
one, and you don't even know it.
Otangelo, I need
I'm not
to remind
aware
you
of it.
that I have a soundboard, and what you just said might make the cut.
Oh yeah.
I would like to.
Just saying.
roleplay.
Might make the cut. Ball hurt. There's nothing. I think I tore. That's almost as good as if you got Otangelo to say, "Yeah, I think I tore my sack on that one."
Bad Peter. Bad boy.
Jefferson has a suggestion for a new channel name.
Good Peter.
Oh, God.
We're changing the channel name to "Oh My Balls."
Go away, I'm baiting.
Anyway.
Angelo spokes.
Well, guys, I don't think we can top that. I think we should shoot it in the head. What do you think?
If you want to end on a high, just
kill it.
I want to end on that note.
Shoot it in the
That
head,
was beautiful.
and then to just make sure everything's good. Just kill it with fire. Just finish it off with fire.
Kill it with fire. Yeah.
Yeah, bury the
I
bodies.
think Danny.
Get rid of the evidence.
I think you should put in the description that no balls were harmed during this broadcast, just to make sure.
No mothballs.
Except
No mothballs were harmed.
Yep, except mothballs. They were harmed. That was
Well,
a
to
terrible.
make sure when the stream
Oh
ends,
wow!
I will-
Really? Oh wow! Really? Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry. I've just made myself laugh at my own joke. Go ahead, Angelo.
It's always good. It's always good when you can entertain yourself, isn't it, Simon?
Oh wow! Really?
Wow.
That's my new
Really?
favorite device. Oh dear.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, mothballs. That was a really terrible mothball joke. Okay, go ahead, Otangelo.
Well, I just was going to say that when the stream ends, I'll go and check if everything is still in place. I hope so.
Anyway,
I hope.
Dude, when it comes to your balls, you can never be too concerned. Leave now and check the condition of your testicles. Testicle health is very important at your age.
hey guys,
I hope
go
you have-
check.
Jay
Go
just
check-
made the soundboard too.
It means he needs to get a magnifying glass, I think.
Hey guys,
I hope you haven't
Oh,
broke- I hope Danny hasn't broke a spoke.
guys, go check the description.
Check the
Okay, I want to shoot it now. Is that okay? Anybody have any last words?
Oh yeah.
Oh my. Okay, Otangelo say, "Oh my balls."
In the words of AC/DC, she's got balls.
Okay.
I would like
Okay.
to role
Goodbye,
play.
crew.
Fuck it, I'm turning nihilist. Fuck it.
I'm making an entirely new soundboard just for this show.
Oh wow! Really?
God damn, this one's classic. Oh shit! Oh, I just love the confrontation. It's killing my soul.
It was good. Okay, I'm ending this thing. Goodbye, cruel world.